Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Untapped Podcast. My name is Jacob Gabel.
And my name is Jacob Wurtz, guys. Welcome to episode 149. If this is your first time joining us for the Untapped Podcast, first of all, thank you. We are thrilled to have you here with us. We've actually got 5 main formats of our show. So first, we have Forging Fortitude episodes. Now, in these episodes, we cover the mental side of our brand. So we go over our anecdotal experiences with things like mindset and mentality. We then pass on tips and advice to you guys to then apply to your own lives. Next, we have Physical Vitality episodes. Now, in these episodes, we cover the physical side of our brand. So in these ones, we get to showcase our expertise because you have 2 certified personal trainers here. In these ones, we cover everything to do with our custom Untapped training, which is on our custom Untapped app. So guys, if you have any questions, concerns, curiosities about what we offer, please reach out to us. We are very reachable people. We also cover everything to do with fitness, the gym, nutrition, supplements, mental toughness programs like 75 Hard. Sometimes we will even take trending articles or topics within the fitness industry and give our thoughts and opinions on those. Guys, these Physical Vitality episodes are full of free game, so make sure you pay attention.
And we'll keep reminding you guys too, remember we are doing community workouts as well, so keep an eye on our stories on Instagram and Facebook especially for announcements on that. Now, on to our third format. That is our breaking news format. The breaking news format is when we touch on current events and current articles in today's world. Now, keep in mind, we could do 3 or 4 of these episodes a week with all the content that's coming out nowadays, but we do not want to make that our entire personality here on the podcast. We also do not doom and gloom on those episodes. We bring a much more positive light to that side of things, and we talk about solutions for our current state of affairs. Now, on to our fourth format, that is our Knights Table format. The Knights Table format is a masculinity-based format. We touch on things like toxic masculinity, if it's real, what it is, fatherhood, the impact it's had on our lives in here, and then also male-based topics in general and how important men are to the state of the world. Now, keep in mind, I'm 26, Wurtz is 26, our producer Mitch is 24. Because of that reason, we're not coming to you from the top of the mountain or some all put together man. We will never be that. The only perfect man to ever walk this earth is Jesus Christ. Now, on to our fifth format. That is our guest format. As we sit down with an entrepreneur, fitness professional, athlete, doctor, somebody with a great story, an author. Hint,
Ayo.
hint
Ayo.
today. But guys, in general, that's what we have for you today. Those are great because we end up learning a lot from them, even though we know the guests really well, oftentimes like today. But you guys are going to gain a lot from those episodes as well. Now, our second to last thing to introduce is our producer and my brother, Mitchell Gabel.
Ayo, what's the word?
What up, King Ranch?
That's me.
How we doing?
I'm king of the ranch.
Just not a country guy at all.
King of the Ranch.
Yep, you like that?
Suburbia raised.
King of the condo.
King of the condo.
He's good
That's
looking,
funny.
Whoa.
Whoa, what was that voice? Huh?
Who's
Well,
that? Who's that?
As Gable just mentioned, guys, for episode 149 today, we have another guest episode. It's been a little bit since we've had a guest episode.
6 episodes?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. It always feels longer, but we are very, very excited to have Mr. Estevenson Coleman on with us today. What's up, dude?
Hey man, what's going on?
How we doing? Yeah.
Did he pronounce that right?
It's good to be here. You know what I'm saying? It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. EP.
Long time coming.
Yeah,
Right.
I know. Yeah. I've been hearing about this forever now. You know what I'm saying? I finally got my visa, and I'm here. You know.
Oh my gosh.
Buckle.
Right on brand right there.
Singer right off the bat.
Let's go.
He's locked in. I got the visa.
Yeah, right.
We're good.
Yeah, we're here. You know what I'm saying? Bubba, we made it.
If you guys can't tell, this is going to be a hilarious episode.
Yes,
just in case you didn't know that already.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
So, E,
Yes, sir.
because it's much easier to say than Estevenson.
Yeah.
You know, I was a little worried. I was like, I'm gonna jumble up his name. I just know it.
You did good, man. Like I was like, dang. Like I mean, like you've been practicing since last night or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, for sure.
That's
yeah.
awesome, man.
It was crazy.
You
My
in the
family
mirror,
was
you're
like,
in the mirror like Estevenson. Estevenson.
That's right. That's right.
I
Yes.
like it. You did good. You did
my
good.
family told me, they were like, you were saying it in your sleep. Like, are you okay? Like, what's going on?
That is odd.
This guy's been hunting you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man.
Also the drippiest guest we've had on.
Easily.
I think
I'm
style-wise.
about drippy, man.
Some of our guests are gonna be mad about that, but it's true.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
it's
That's
true.
fair.
Yeah,
I mean, the fit, the watch, like the white shoes, man.
Bro, I
like,
try to match the vibe because I know how you guys be. You know what I'm saying? You guys always
do we-
dress to the
I was
nines.
saying, do
I
we?
mean, yeah, man. Like, look at you, man.
maybe
like,
not right now.
I
But
just-
we can get with. We
No,
can get
no,
down with it.
I see you, boys. I see you.
I guess you did see us at Jake's wedding. So
Oh,
like, that's a whole
yeah,
different
man.
story.
Like, oh yeah, I pull
Yeah.
up dress Jake's wedding, thinking like, okay, you know, I'm gonna be looking good, and then I saw you jokesters in the corner. I'm like, dang, man. I'm like, babe, we should have just gone home right now. Like, like this guy.
Wrong wedding, honey.
I bought my wife too. I was like, listen, like, hey, these two, you know what I'm saying? Just look, but you know, you're going home with me tonight. Don't worry about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
My
Yeah,
gosh.
I was like, I had no choice but to bring my wife, but then I showed up and you guys were there, and I'm like, I said, listen, babe, like, listen. You're going with me tonight, you know, going home with me tonight. But you can look at these guys because they're good to look at, you know what I'm saying? Because I was looking. You know?
Just homies supporting homies.
I was gonna say, man.
Nothing gay about it.
Hey, no, I mean, no Diddy, you know what I'm saying?
Mitch is losing
This
it
might
over
be the
here.
best intro to a guest episode we've ever had.
So funny, man. All right, well, before we hop into the few things we want to talk about tonight, just tell everyone about yourself. You know, what's your story?
Man,
Where'd you begin? Where are you at now?
We're gonna start at the beginning of time.
Beginning of time.
I mean, yeah, you could. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well. I just landed here today. I'm kidding. Didn't. No. I'm originally from Haiti. Born and raised in Haiti. I moved to the States when I was 15. We'll get into more details on how I ended up here, but I got adopted into the States, and I've been in St. Charles County ever since landed here. Like, I'm like, Mom and Dad, why couldn't you be from Florida? You know, like somewhere where there's no fire, but also there's a little sun. You know, like yeah, you know, like something. But
I feel like Arizona would be money for that because there's not really any like natural disasters there. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Once I land there would be one natural disaster, and that would be me. But they avoided that one. But yeah, I've been here in St. Charles County and did high school here. And I'm sure if you're from Missouri, you're thinking like, okay, you did high school. Where did you go to high school?
Gosh, yeah. I try not to
'cause
ask that question.
Dude,
but yeah.
like it's instilled in you. Like you've
Yes,
got to ask
it
that,
is.
right? So I went to St. Charles West High School, small high school in St. Charles, and then went to St. Charles Community College for 2 years, and then after that, I went to Lindenwood University out in St. Charles.
Great
Then-
university.
yeah. It's dude, I love it, man. It's probably, I don't know. I've never been to any other like universities. Like maybe I've like walked their campus, but like I really do love Lindenwood. And this is not a pay ad, by the way. Like this is like
You get half off your tuition
Yeah,
if you use E's code.
Code E.
Lindenwood, if you use this little snippet, like I want my check. You know what I'm saying? And so are my boys, right? But
We'll email
no,
it over to
yeah,
their department.
yeah. Tap in. but no, you know, from there I studied international business at St. Charles Community College. Then I switched my major to nonprofit administration when I switched to Lindenwood University. And yeah, I've been working in nonprofit ever since. Sport I played was soccer, and that's the only sport I've ever known how to play. And yeah, I've been in the nonprofit space since 2016. Yeah, and it's been great, man. I've been able to give back to other people, like people were given to me. You know, like I was given a chance and the opportunity. Other people took the chance on me, and I've been able to just go back to Haiti with Brace for Impact 46, which is the nonprofit I work for. And then also here in our backyard, St. Louis, North St. Louis, we work with another partner out there. And yeah, that's been my whole life. And I'm sure the boys will have like questions that will allow me to go further into my story, but that's just me, man.
Absolutely, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I feel like that was like the longest intro ever. 'cause
Not
we
at
were
all.
just
No,
No,
dude,
you're
not
good.
at all.
But
You're
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I was actually curious about the part. So you said you were adopted in the US, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
actually
So-
curious about that whole process and what you felt like at 15 years old. That's a massive change
Yes,
to your
sir.
life at that age.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I mean, so the way I ended up getting adopted was I lost my family. I lost not my family, but I lost my mom and dad at a very young age, right? They passed away months apart from each other. Like I lost my
Jeez.
mom first, then I lost my dad, and then after that had happened, my family could no longer afford to take care of me and my little sister at the time. So they thought the best thing for me was to put me in an orphanage, and they put me in an orphanage up in the mountains. And from there, I met my parents now, and they sponsored us for a year. And then the second year, they wanted to adopt. So then they started that adoption process. The adoption process started when I was 11 years old, and it just took 4 years to finalize. And at 15, I was able to come to the States. Wow. And it's been, I mean, that from Haiti, if you don't know anything about Haiti, ask me or whatever, Google it. But don't go too far. It gets crazy on Google. But and I came here, man. The culture shock, the culture differences, it was insane. Like from using like candles and like lamps to light up your house, to come in a place where like everything is a light bulb, like electricity everywhere. Getting on a plane for the first time was crazy. Like, I was like, we just this big old bird, big old bus with wings, and it's like takes off. Like,
bird.
Where are you taking us? Like, it takes off and then it lands safely. Whew, thankfully. And then then we went to the airport. You have to go get on an elevator and all that other stuff that you've never been experienced to, and it was just all in all like insane, man. Like I don't know how to describe it, because like you guys, you were born into what I'm talking about, so like it's not like a strange to you. Like it's not like you're like, oh, okay, cool, but like but
we just kind of take it for granted.
Yeah,
It's like, I'm gonna flip that switch and the light's gonna turn on.
Exactly.
Something as simple as that. But like,
like running water and all that.
Yeah.
And like you go to the bathroom and you just push that little button and it goes, and then you're good. But like like a lot of things that were new to me, man. Like roads, like the things that you drive on the road. Yes, every once in a while you might complain about like, man, that's a pothole, like
Sure.
But like you've never seen potholes, bro. Like bro,
like manholes, basically.
I'll take you. Like I'm gonna take you, and then they're gonna need a crane to dig you out of that thing. It's just so. But seriously though, like roads, seeing like 5 lanes, highways where it's like traffic is free flowing. You see like the infrastructure, like lights on the roads and whatnot. Man, like that was cool. Cool experience. And I'm still in awe till today. Today, like every once in a while, like I'll get caught off guard. Like, dang. I'm really like, I'm here, I'm really living that life. So
that feels surreal to a certain degree.
100%, man. Like I think like the things that we just take for granted, which I do too every once in a while, but like every once in a while, like reality will hit and I will remember where I came from and then where I am now. And it'd be like, man, like this is cool. Like it's nothing crazy. Like it's just like I'm in my car driving it, like I don't know, like, I mean, if I'd never made it here, would I ever have my own car? Would I ever drive? Stuff like that. Like, and it's just like, and you learn to appreciate the small things, the little things.
Yeah,
right.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, I think the cool thing is, too, that because you were a little bit older when you were adopted and all that happened, you're able to remember that and still have that perspective,
yes,
kind of look back on it now like you are now with gratitude in a way,
100%.
which is just cool to hear, because you hear so much polarization and negativity in a sense around immigration and things like that, in today's society. But to hear a good story, like it's refreshing to hear,
it's one of those, man, like, unless like you've been on that side of things, unless you truly knows what it's like to go from a similar place of where I came from to being here, you don't like, it's easier for you to just jump into whatever you hear everybody else talking about. But like, I personally love it here, and the experience has been great. I've met some incredible people, including you guys, you three, right? And it's been good, man. And not everybody's all bad, not everybody's all good. But like when you do find the good people, like hang on to them because we're here now, baby.
Dude, luckily, Missouri is good about that too. I feel like that's the nice thing about being in the Midwest is there's a lot of just very positive. A lot of the times. And again, it's not like I've lived on the coast or anything like that, but you
Yeah.
hear stories compared
Yeah.
to here and whatnot, and it's like you couldn't have ended up in a better place.
No,
you know?
yeah. Well, I wouldn't say I couldn't have ended up in a
Oh,
better
sure.
place, but
Could have ended up in Nantucket or something like that. There you go.
I'm saying, but I'm not complaining either, man. It's been good. It's been a great journey. Yeah. It's been all around really good.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So there's a little book to your right there. Why don't you tell us and everybody about it?
I don't know anything about that book, bro.
Who's that?
What is that? Well, you guys just printed my name on that thing real quick.
Yeah, Mitch was able to cook it up for us.
Put some graphic design on it. Made up a cover.
That's slick. That's slick.
That's crazy. You're an author, dude.
Yeah. Darn, man. But no, I mean that little book to my right is 360, which describes a story of resilience and gratitude, which describe like my story of where I came from and where I'm at now. And yeah, man, like it starts from the very beginning to being with my family, my mom and dad, and what that was like to losing them and ended up in an orphanage. And from that orphanage to meeting my parents now, and then to going from one orphanage to the other. So I went from one orphanage in the mountains to an orphanage in Pishenville, Port-au-Prince, which is Haiti at the time was like any legal document that you need done had to be done in Port-au-Prince because that's where all the bureaus were at.
Sure.
And so then it was just easier for my family to transfer me from one orphanage to the other. So that way, I would be right there when I needed documents taken care of. So yeah, and then from there to come into Miami was the first place we landed. And then flying to St. Louis and then being, going from not, because my highest grade in Haiti was third grade. And it's because I came to a point in my life where like I wasn't being sent to school because the people knew I would get to come to the United States eventually. So they didn't want to waste resources on me at that time, right? Because like, you just got to balance. Like, if there was kids that may not be
almost got to ration the resources.
Yeah,
to a
100%. Like it's not like it might sound terrible, but like they did what they had to do. And
so you were pretty behind then when you got here.
Oh yeah, I was in the queue. Like I was way behind, but or in the queue as Americans would like to say. That's how far back I was. You know what I'm saying? But no, and coming here. I came here as a 15-year-old, right? So the only place for me to go was high school. So I jumped in here. I came here in November 2009, and that was like a few days before Thanksgiving. I'll get into that in a little bit. It's insane, man, crazy. But then yeah, I jumped into second semester because I came here in November, Christmas break. So first semester's over. Second semester, I jumped into high school. No, I didn't speak English at the time, right? So not knowing the language and being so behind on my education that, yeah. But I had some incredible people, man, that helped me, incredible teachers, very supportive, like just system around me that was, that were able to push me and help me achieve that. Like, I played soccer, so I was an athlete, but then I had the education piece of it. Like I had to take care of that. And I did school, and it usually takes most people 12 years, because there's, every once in a while you'll find somebody who's like, oh yeah, I'm graduating at like 13. Good for you, kid. but like
that was Mitch. He
graduated high school at 13. But no, so then like I did high school in 3.5 years, so 3.5 years, and then college in 4 years. So what? That was that. Is that seven?
Yeah.
7.5 years.
Right.
And that usually take most people 12 years to finish. I skipped the whole middle school part.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Right. And then I come straight into that. And yeah, man.
So how long did it take you to learn English and learn how to do school?
I think from within like 6 months, English started to become like just like normal. Like
really?
It's just,
wow.
Yeah.
That seems quick to me.
Yeah, it's quick because like
you're young still too.
You're young,
Yeah.
but also when you don't have any other options, you adapt real quick.
True.
Also a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, like when I have my little sister came with me too, but she's 4 years younger than I am, and we were not going to the same school. The only time we would see each other was at home, and our parents do not speak French or Creole, so then we had to figure out a way to communicate with them. Because for a while, me and my sister would speak in Creole, and they'd be like, we don't understand. Like, speak English. And we're like, we can't speak English.
We
You
can't
know what
speak
I'm
English,
saying? we can't speak English. I don't know what to tell you. But then eventually, like, yeah, my sister completely, like, forgot the language. Like, I think she remembers some of it still, but for a while, she was completely out of it. And then I'm still fluent in Creole, and French is still my thing too. But I just always made a promise to myself that, like, I would never forget my native language. So that way when I go back home or whenever I talk to my family, I would be able to communicate with them in our native language. So, but English came on real quick because I didn't have any other options but to learn it, right?
Yeah.
And that, as the years went along, it got easier, a little bit easier and easier. But like, school was still pretty, like, challenging in a way. But where there's a will, there's a way, right? So I came here to win, and I wasn't gonna let anything stop me from that.
It's also interesting too, because people that are bilingual as well, or I guess trilingual in your case, because counting French and Creole.
Yeah.
But in that case, they do a lot better in every metric in a lot of ways too. Whenever you know multiple languages like that, and you're able to buckle down and learn English in 6 months.
Yeah.
That already probably put you ahead of a lot of other kids at that point in time because you were working so hard.
Yeah, it's, and all languages are related. When you don't speak it, it just seems like, it's
seems
jumbo
foreign,
for you, right? But like, then when you speak the language, you're like, oh yeah, like, it's just a twist of the tongue, or like just pronunciation is a little bit different.
Right.
But like, yeah, like if somebody who speaks Italian, I don't want to speak for those people because I don't speak Italian nor Spanish, but they've heard that, like, it's so close that, like, they understand. They might not be able to, like, say everything, but they have a good understanding. So, and all languages are connected one way or the other. So once you know a couple, like, it becomes easier to understand or pick up what the person's saying, because a lot of the words are just different pronunciation. Yeah. And it allows you to be open-minded in a way.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I want to hear a little bit about the process of writing that too.
Ooh.
Now, were you, because I'm imagining in my head, I'm like, are you actually sitting down at a computer typing up this whole book for years on end, or like, are you having somebody else do it for you? Like, I don't know how that's
works, a valid question. Yeah, because both options are, it's possible, right? But no, I wrote this. I wrote this by myself, and in 2016, I always knew I wanted to write a book because of like where God has taken me and whatnot, and I just wanted to share that story, like, give hope to the kid that was born here and feeling like all hope is lost, or to the foreign kid who just landed up here and thinking like, I'll never make it. I just wanted to share that. But also being adopted, like, a lot of the adoption stories are they're sad. Like, the endings are usually, you've probably heard some really terrible adoption stories, like, because it's usually not good, like when it ends, right? Because the good ones are not talked about. Right. And the bad ones get highlighted. So I just wanted to, like, kind of show the world.
Luckily,
like,
we know a couple people who were adopted and it's gone really well.
Yeah.
But you're right. You don't really hear much about it because it's gone well.
Yeah. When it goes when it goes well, you don't hear about it. But when it's bad, everybody hears about it. So yeah, the book itself, name 360. I always know I wanted to do that in 2016. I even made a post on Instagram. Because a lot of my stuff, if I'm working on a project, I'm gonna let you guys in a little secret. If I'm working on a project and I want to keep myself accountable and I want to put it out to the universe, sometimes Instagram might be my spot. It might be random to you, or you might overlook it. But then when the time is right, I'll flip it, and it's like, I was working on that. Like, this is it. You know what I'm saying?
Like a little sneak peek type thing. Yeah, it's like, what's you doing?
Yeah, but I do it for me, and then, like, when the time is right, I'll show you. I'll show the world. Like, this is not. I'm not just pulling out of my butt. Like, this is legit, right?
Right.
So 2016 is when I came up with the name 360. Like, I knew I was gonna name my book that. 360 means full circle, obviously. Duh, right? I get it.
This guy did go to school.
Man, living one education, baby.
Hey, my
St. Charles West.
They should be proud right there. My mom and my dad, if you're watching this.
That's my son.
All your effort. But no, so I've been able to make that full circle, right? So I just wanted to share that story. But yeah, to answer your question, really, like, I wrote this from start to finish. Like, I didn't sit behind a phone and spoke into it and then allowed ChatGPT to write it. Which, if that's your route, you got to do what you got to do regardless, right? But no, I wrote it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How long did it take?
That's one of my number one question is how long did it take? Honestly, it took a long time because like I would write because in this book I talk about things that I've never shared with anybody up until this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and I've been through a lot, I've seen a lot, and I've never talked to a therapist or anything like that. So this was my therapy, and I would write, and then every once in a while, like I would talk about things that were hard for me. I would never want to touch it anymore. You know, I'll just put it to the side, and then when I was in the mood to touch it or like relieve those moments, because I'm relieving moments that like I never talked to anyone, so I just
you almost don't want to relive it.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Right.
It's hard to, right? So, but then writing about it was good too, because like it kind of I feel like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. So yeah. I would write, put it to the side, and then might not touch it for 6 months, a year.
Yeah.
And then I'll come back to it. I'm like, I really need to do this. Really need to. So when my daughter was born, my daughter Romy was born in August of 2020, I realized, okay, like I need them to know, because my wife is from here, American. And I needed my kids to know if something were to happen to me, that like they know where their dad's from, their background and whatnot. So, and who's better person to write that than me, right? So I was like, I gotta get working, so that way they will have an idea of who I am in case, you know,
right.
I don't know, bro, in case the world ended with me, you know what I'm saying? So I did that, and so 2020 is when I started taking things really seriously. Like I would try to make time to write, and every opportunity that I have, and the book was done 2 years before release. Like before I released it, like it was done, but then I was looking for an editor. I just didn't want to go on Fiverr. Again, this is not an ad, but Fiverr, if you're listening, I need my check. Every
time we talk about something that's the same thing, we're like sponsor.
Yeah. And so are my boys too. But I instead of going on there, right, like and finding an editor that doesn't know me, can't really relate to me, because they would edit it based on what they think is right. But I wanted to find somebody that I know and knows me, have a good relationship with to edit. So then, I started talking to a couple. Like I had a professor from my Lindenwood I reached out to, and I was like, and she sent me the pricing and stuff like that. And then shortly after that, one of my friends got back to me, because I had reached out to a couple of people, right? And one friend said, I hate editing, like it's not my thing. So I was like, okay, well, whatever. Fair. And then one got back to me and sent me and then the other was like, okay, I'll do it for you. Like, let's work together. So then I sent it to her. Obviously, she's busy. My friend Jamie Wellborn, Dr. Jamie Wellborn. She's a professor at SLU, runs her own business as well, worked with school districts from across the nation. And she's like, we'll do it. And funny enough, like we went on a trip to Haiti together one time. And as we were taking off, we heard this like loud boom, like from outside the plane, right?
Sweet.
That's an awesome feeling.
Yeah, as we were taking off, right? So then like pilot came on and it's like, all right, well, a bird flew into the engine. We're gonna have to land, like circle back and land, and it'll only take like 10 minutes, he said. So I mean the whole plane is a mess, like wrecked, right? And poor Jamie, she had plans to go fly in and then meet her family at Disney like that day or whatever. So then we had to. It felt like we were in the air for like an hour, and from Cap Haitian to Miami, it's only an hour and 30 minutes. But it felt like that was like longer than 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So
was this in Haiti?
In Haiti. Like,
okay.
As we were taking off to come home.
Back.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
And they said a bird flew into the engine, one of the engines. So we're flying around like on one engine, because I'm sure the other one wasn't working. Smelled bad. And
this description is killing me.
Wait. Are you sure you didn't, in your pants? Like,
no,
fear?
but I kept it together.
Hell yeah.
I kept it together.
Man shit.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I can tell you, I had to keep it together. You know what I'm saying? Like
top 5 masculine traits, keeping it together when the airplane goes down.
When everybody else is freaking out, you can't be freaking out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a true leader keeps it together. no matter how much, you sweating balls, but like, but in here, bro, you gotta keep it. So yeah, we circled back and landed, and everything was like, we landed fine. Everything was fine. It was chaotic. Like, and then we had to wait for a plane the following day to come get us and whatnot. And after that, they wouldn't let us take pictures on the way, like, because when the new plane came, we were trying to do, like, we saw that old plane on the tarmac. We were trying to do, like, no pictures, no. I was like, okay, are you sure it was a bird or whatever? But I won't name the airline's name. But anyways, because they don't pay me for that either.
Don't want to dox them.
Yeah, no. But then, yeah. So Dr. Jamie Wellborn, I'm like, oh, what a better person to edit my book than somebody I almost died with on a plane, right? So and she agreed, and we worked together and did it. And the cover you're seeing right here is my friend Gabby. Gabby's like, she's a go-getter, right? Gabby Ruzek. She's like, what do you want? What do you want the vision to be? Sent it to her, and then we found a graphic designer that was willing to work with us, and she was just making the things happen. You really, like, I wrote the book, and like Jamie edits it, and then Gabby's like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. Like, we're gonna do this, and that. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, all right, like, sit back and relax. Like,
sure.
They just like took it and just ran with it, And
That's
it's
awesome.
like, and then came the day to release, like, and it's like, all right, we're releasing and talking constantly. And the funny thing is, Gabby's now in Florida, and she went to China at one point. I'm telling you, like, we're getting ready to launch this book. Gabby's in China, so when I'm awake, she's sleeping. And when I'm sleeping, she's awake. So she would send me a list of things. I would get it taken care of, send it over to her. And then when I go to sleep, and I'm like, okay, hopefully you got that. Like, and then we'll just go back and forth with each other. And that's how the book was able to come to life. Obviously, like, I have my wife, Presley, who encouraged me and stuff like that. I kept it pretty private and secret up until, like, I was ready to launch it. Because I think when you're working on something like this, you tell people who cares and loves you and wants the best for you will constantly ask you, like, how's that going?
Yeah.
Like well, where are you at with that?
Mm-hmm.
But this was such a personal project. I didn't want the pressure. That's why, like I said, the book was written, and 2 years later, we would finish editing it. And when we did the edits, we did it together. Like, I would go to her house, to Dr. Jamie's house, and we would sit there and we would edit it together. And it's like, does this sound good? Does this sound good? What do you think? She would read it out loud to me. I would like, she'd be like, all right, we're done. Go home, read this. I'd read it. I'd come back. She'd read it out loud to me. Like, it's a cool process. The way I went about it was cool. Like, every day, like, I was very hands-on with it, and everybody else who worked with me on this understood and were willing to, make it happen. So yeah, the process itself wasn't that hard, but because it was such a very, like, personal thing, it was hard.
It made it easier, probably, to a certain degree.
Yeah,
since
easier.
It was so passionate.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because I'm talking, I'm talking about stuff that has happened, so I can envision, like, okay, I did my layout, my chapters, and then I just fill them in as we went. And then when I didn't know what to name the chapters, then me and Jamie would come together and would figure out what it would be. And yeah, it was good, man. It was a great experience. I still can't believe I wrote a book.
Dude, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I remember when you were first about to release it. Like,
Yeah.
I think you announced it, a month before you released it, give
Yeah,
or take?
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, this is awesome.
Yeah,
This is so cool.
Yeah. You guys were blowing up my stuff. It was awesome, man. It was good. You're like, I'm about to buy the crap out of this book. I'm like, yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Just buy 80 different copies of it. Hey, I'm gonna read every one of these.
Yeah, but it was awesome, man. It was a cool experience, and I would do it again. I mean, there might be some other stuff in the works. But,
well, because you wrote the book, you wrote the story, but the story's still being written, right?
Oh yeah. There's a lot more to come out. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying.
There's got to be a 720.
Oh my god.
Maybe, man. Maybe. Yeah.
The journey to becoming a handsome Haitian 600-pound deadlifter. That's what we can call the next one.
Man, let's do that. I like that. Yeah.
Put me on your marketing team.
I like that. It's all hollow plates. I'll go on record and say it's influencer plates. So if you ever
at least
see
you're
me pull-
honest, yeah.
yeah.
Honestly.
The bar is noodle bar. So if you see a dent in it, it's because it's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Flex. Yeah.
It's like a pool noodle bar.
Yeah, it's just pool noodle bar. Just spray paint gray or black, and yeah.
So switching gears to some you actually started to kind of talk about earlier, but your
Yeah.
work with Brace for Impact.
Yes, sir.
It's obviously an organization here in St. Louis with ex-Cardinal.
Kyle McClellan.
Kyle McClellan,
Yep.
yes.
And Bridget McClellan.
So talk about that.
Yeah. So funny enough, it's crazy how everything comes 360. I'm not trying to but no. So the way the connection happened between me and Kyle was, I think I was a freshman in college, and Kyle had just got back from Haiti, and somebody was helping him put on an event, first event for the organization ever. And that person knew of my coach, and I was playing for soccer for Tony Glavin at the time, and they knew that there was a Haitian kid on the team who was adopted out of Haiti, and they're like, would he come and share his stories? And I was still in the process of learning English at the time, so I got out there. Who's in? There's a room full of like bunch of St. Louis big names, right? And I talked. I didn't know how to wrap it up, bro. I just kept going. People falling asleep. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just talking, man. Just talking, so after that happened, I remember I told you I was going to school for international business at SCA, St. Charles Community College. Then I switched my major. So later on, I switched to nonprofit. Then I remembered I went and spoke at this guy's event, and he was doing work in Haiti. And I was looking to build up my resume as a junior, right? So then I reached out. I remember I took some pictures of the banners that was around. I didn't even remember the name of the organization. Like, I'm serious. But I remember I took pictures. So then I went back in those pictures that I took, and I saw the name. Then I Googled it. The name popped up. Then I shoot an email. I'm like, to whom it may concern. This is me. I spoke at your event. I don't know if you remember me, but like, I'm now going to Lindenwood for a nonprofit, and I'm looking to build up my resume. I would like to work with you guys and do that. So, long story short, we were able to get together, and he's like, I don't have any opportunities right now, blah blah blah. And then something happened. Some opportunities opened. Opportunities came up, and he's like, me and my family go to Jupiter every year for spring training.
Sure.
So he's like, all right, well, when we're gone, we're gonna need somebody to check the mail and send out thank you letters to donors. And I'm like, all right. And he's like, you okay with that? I was like, yeah, no problem.
Easy.
Yeah. So yeah, I did that, and then after I graduated from Lindenwood, then they brought me on as a full-time employee. So I was an admin assistant for a little bit, and then brought me in as a full-time employee. So that's how the connection happened. And I've been with the organization for what, eight years now.
Wow.
Yeah, and they've been around for 10 years. So
wow.
Really, since the beginning, then.
Yeah,
you've been
pretty
with
much.
them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We've kind of grown together. Like, yeah, legit.
Yeah. So kind of, before we started recording, you were kind of telling us how there's Sweat for Impact, there's Run for Impact, there's all these different kind of subcategories under Brace for Impact. So talk about how those come about, who creates those, what are they?
Okay.
Those types of things.
Great question. So yeah, so from within Brace for Impact, we have a Circle of Impact, which is like an ambassador program. It is a program where like our generation, I was noticing that like our generation likes to make an impact, and we don't necessarily have the money to write a check, but we have the time or willing to, put forth the time that it requires to just make an impact. We just want to be involved. Our generation wants to be involved in goods that are happening, like
good purpose.
We just like we like the feel good aspect of it, but we may not necessarily have the money, but we have the time, right? So then I was like, okay, so how do we bridge the gap and bring everybody in? So Circle of Impact was created then, where it allows you to come in and join a group of young professionals, and where you get to make an impact for the organization. And So Circle of Sweat for Impact, which we just did recently.
Mm-hmm.
It is a 24 workout in 24 hours.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And so 24 workouts in 24 hours. It's a workout at the top of every hour. Because most people get like so scared. It's like, I can't work out for 24 hours straight. And it's not necessarily 24 hours straight. It is, but you work, I think the longest the workouts are, it's 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So 12 to 20 minutes.
Ooh, yeah.
So you do that. Yeah, you do that for 24 hours. And then we do that in effort to raise awareness and money for the organization. We just did that last weekend. And today we finally reached our goal of $50,000.
Wow.
That's
So
awesome.
so yeah,
That's huge.
I mean, yeah, we in 24 hours we were able to raise close to $40,000. And then just today, I think a couple donors help us finally reach, because we were like $1,000 away from 50, and we reached that $50,000. So it feels good. And we have gyms from like Michigan. We got gyms from Arizona. We had gyms from Columbia, Missouri, all over the states, right? Like all over the country participating. I think we had like maybe 15 gyms. We had gyms from St. Charles.
That's awesome.
We had gyms out here, XM and Fenton. And so Sweat for Impact was created by Corey Lewis, who is the owner of XM Fitness. That one I don't have to get paid for, but definitely a plug. And we had like CrossFit St. Charles that participated, and Coefficient, and a bunch of other gyms like Elevate out in Michigan. My friend Carly is now an ambassador for Brace for Impact as well. So they are not all ambassadors who participate in the event, but some of them are, and they have access to gyms that, Meraki with Phil, Phil's also an ambassador. So we had a bunch of, I don't remember all the names of the gyms, but we had a bunch of gyms from like 15 of them from all over that did it. Yeah.
Meraki, I think that's where we did the cornhole.
Yeah, we did the cornhole. Yeah,
a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, look at you guys making an impact, man. yeah. But
we're trying. We're trying anyway.
But yeah. So Meraki is where we did the cornhole or whatever, and yeah. So yeah, we had multiple gyms did it. I did it myself. I've been doing it since it started. First year it was just me, Corey, Abe, and Jeremy Mullins from First Form.
Oh yeah,
of course.
That we're the four that started it. Started Sweat for Impact.
Sweat for Impact. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
So you guys were like part of the Circle for Impact. Then you branched off and also created that sect.
So Corey's an ambassador. I work for the organization, and then Abe's a coach of XM, and Jeremy is a good friend of Corey. So Corey had the idea, and then he picked up. He asked 3 other people he thought would do it with him, and I happened to be one of those people, and Abe and Jeremy. So then we did that. And first year we raised, just to tell you, small steps, right? First year we raised $12,000, and it was just the 4 of us. It was during COVID.
Crazy.
We couldn't have other people joined us. Yeah. It was messy, and we had to wear masks and all that stuff. And then fast forward 5 years.
Seems so happy about that.
Yeah, bro. Can you imagine working out wearing a mask?
Yeah, absolutely not.
Oh man,
we're not about that.
Yeah. God bless.
He's like, do I want to go down the rabbit hole?
Yeah, we're not gonna go there. But yeah, let's not do that. But yeah, and now we've had multiple gyms from across America join us, and today we raised $50,000. From 12 to 50.
Awesome.
It's a big jump, but obviously it's taken some work and some great people along with us to make it happen. And then from within Circle of Impact, we have Run for Impact, where another ambassador started, and it's a 5K.
Awesome.
And then to raise money, we have the golf tournament that Phil does, and Tara and all of them, they run. It's a team thing where ambassadors who are willing to participate can just join the team and they make it go. We have Rock and Roll Bingo, which is another event where this year we're gonna have Rock and Roll Bingo at Dave & Buster's out in
Maryland Heights.
Yeah, Maryland Heights. And it'll be a big one. It's always been a big event for us with Renee Cope, who is the head person for that. And then what else? I mean, we got a few other events from within the team, but all the ambassadors are connected. And then every time we do events, a group of ambassadors come together. Everybody just plug into like their strength and whatnot and do it. Because for a while it was all fitness related, and we're like, we got to figure something else.
Sure.
Like, yeah. And then we got pickleball, Chicken and Pickle,
Nice.
out in St. Charles. That's coming out in April.
That place looks like a blast. I still haven't been there.
Have you ever been there?
So
It's
much
cool.
fun. Yeah.
Y'all got to sign up for the pickleball tournament. It's fun.
Yeah.
When is that for people?
I think it's April 6th.
Okay.
Whatever. But whenever I get the info, I'll forward it to you.
Yes.
But yeah, Jen Cuneo and whatnot is doing that. So yeah, man, it's been a blast to be able to obviously like make that 360 for real, but like also working alongside like-minded people and to make an impact both in Haiti and also in St. Louis. So it's been cool, man. It's been a great experience, like from coming where I came from to now being in a position where I get to advocate and champion alongside some other wonderful people for that. And then Chad did Proximal, Proximal out in Springfield, Missouri.
Man, he is a hell of a guy.
Oh, dude,
he is
Chad,
awesome.
he's a solid dude. Yeah.
I forget. That's how we met him, actually.
Yeah,
it was the corner. I totally.
Yeah. Chad Rollins.
Yeah. You guys aren't following Chad Rollins or E for that matter.
What a guy.
But,
what a guy. Yeah. Follow Chad. Don't follow it. I'm boring.
So first of all, that $50,000, it's crazy because it's also from one event.
Oh yeah,
that you guys put on, which is just it's awesome.
Yeah.
What is that money going towards? Specifically, what is that being used for?
So yeah, that's great, really great question. So that money goes towards like shelter, because in Haiti we have a hospital. Well, I said shelter than hospital, but we have an orphanage with 43 kids.
Wow.
And where they get everything from within. Then we have a hospital where we see over 2,000 patients a month in the community. We provide clean water and sanitation for 40,000+ people a day in the community.
Wow.
We have a school that has 700 students plus staff in that community, and from within our hospital we have the OB program. We've cut infant mortality rate from like 86% to like 3% since we opened the hospital.
3?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reiterate that again.
So 86% to 3%, because we're in an area where like people didn't have access to that stuff, like to hospital, to clean water, to anything. I mean, we're basically teaching pregnant women how to be pregnant. Right.
Wow.
And then you do that, and they follow the program, and boom, their kids are born either like through natural birth, or we do
nutrition, hydration,
C-sections, and now with C-sections, right? Like somebody who may not know, they needed a C-section, and because most of the people were giving birth at home, right? So it's
their only option.
It's not, right. So it's not, if it's not working, and they don't know they need C-section, then you might lose mom and baby.
Sure.
Right.
Which is why that rate was so high then.
Yeah. So then you bring them to the hospital. That changes everything. So we went from 86% to 3%.
That's crazy,
since
dude.
the hospital opened. And I'm not making this up. Like it's real.
From almost 100% of babies not being born to almost all of them being born.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
like legit.
Talk about an impact. I mean, seriously, that's great. I got goosebumps under here right now. That's insane.
So we have that with the hospital and everything. So that money, to answer your question, it was going towards shelter, medical care, and many other things that our kids at the orphanage needs, like education, shelter, nutrition, and everything that a kid needs to thrive and survive in the world. Is
things that you
towards.
Probably did not have.
Oh yeah.
yourself.
I mean, sometimes I look at them, I'm like, man, you guys have it easy. You have no idea. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You're making your life too easy.
Exactly. I crawled so you could walk, like type thing. But no, really though, it's been a great pleasure. So that money we raise goes towards taking care of all that.
So did Brace for Impact then build that orphanage, or was the orphanage there and then Brace for Impact came in?
So funny enough, the mission started before Brace for Impact, but Brace for Impact came in. So we were able to put the second level on the orphanage.
Okay.
And we are involved in everything that's happening down there. And it's not just only Brace for Impact doing this. It's partners as well. Like we have partners like Big League Impact, Pittsburgh Kids Foundation, Big League Impact.
Dude.
You may have heard about them, or knows who owns them.
Well, think about how much easier that makes your guys' job too.
Yeah,
It just
like
makes everything more efficient when
yeah,
you're working as a team.
We work
like
with
that,
partners, but then the really really cool thing though is everything is Haitian led. So down there in Haiti, there's an organization on the ground that's like Haitian, like registered with the government and whatnot, and they run everything. So we just come alongside them and meet their need, like help them meet their needs, right?
Sure.
So like it's like just like I can't come to your house and tell you what your needs are. We can't go down there and tell them what we think their needs are, right? So they come to us with what they need, then we work in making that happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's that phrase? That it's like if you teach a man to fish, he'll never go hungry again, or something like that. It almost sounds like that. You're working along with this Haitian group, and then helping them thrive in that way and help hundreds and thousands and tens of thousands, etc.
So we're not a handout type like organization. We're a hand up. So like, well, we don't do handouts because then it's like further cripples them, right?
Sure.
So, but we have a great team. Like whether we're there or not, everything still runs smoothly, and they take care of business. And in St. Louis, the same thing. Like in North St. Louis, we have a partner here, the Tabernacle community, Pastor Andre, led by Pastor Andre, and he's the one that does everything. We're just behind the scene type thing. Like we'll help with the funding side of things, but then they handle the the day-to-day stuff.
And making sure productive things are happening. Nothing sketchy going on.
100%. Because like those are like, because one thing we always say is that like there is no community development is happening if the community itself is not involved. Like, you can't change a community if they're not involved, right? Because if you paint the wall the second you go, you turn your back, they'll go put some graffiti on there and paint over it or whatever. Because if they don't have sweat in the game, they have no reason to protect it.
Sure,
100%.
Of course not.
Right? Yeah. It's like we've been in sport teams before, right? Like it's like, okay, what you're capable of, but like coaches would rather bring outside players. And you just sitting there watching people like I could play better than this guy, but like I don't know why, and then it's like, okay, when the team loses, you don't feel like, because you feel like you never contributed, like you don't feel like you contributed to the team, right? But when you on there, and like when there's a solid rotation, right?
You've been playing with the same guys for 4 years or whatever.
And so when team loses, you carry that with you, right? And you like, okay, like next game we got to do better. But when it's like, okay, you've been here, and then it's like, okay, all of a sudden you either fall out of the rotation, or a coach comes in and brings somebody that he thinks was going to save him, and it just didn't happen. And then you're like, yeah, I told you, like I've been, it's just different, right? But when you have some sweat in the game, it changes everything.
And it makes the wins better too.
You
just said you carry the losses, but it makes the wins that much better too.
Yeah, facts.
Right.
Yeah.
So talk about the partnership with First Form too. I know you guys do some work with First Form anyway, and they have 30 for the kids.
Oh, shout out to First Form. Yeah, First Form is family. Yeah,
that's right.
If you need supplements or anything related in the fitness industry, and some comfortable clothing too, they got First Form.
This guy getting paid?
I know.
No. When it's fam, we don't do. We take care of each other. But yeah. So with First Form, we are a sister organization to 30 for the kids.
Okay,
gotcha.
Right,
yep.
And we've gone on multiple trips with the team out there. And it's usually a really really good time. With Sal and Jared Bond, Will and Aaron Summers and all the other team, all the other guys over there at First Form.
The all-star team there.
Those are usually the guy that's on the trip, but on the team. But they usually bring like other people too. Like we're going on trips with like Kevin Ford.
Yeah, he's
big Ty.
Yeah,
no donut.
Big Ty.
Yeah. It's just like, all the other guys. If I'm not mentioning your name and you listening to this, I apologize. But all of you guys who's been on trips with us, it's been great, man. Like First Form supports us heavily. Like probably one of our biggest supporters in Haiti and in St. Louis too, and the things that we do. And they know it, they believe in it, and they and Sal went down there and fell in love with this little boy named Marco, right? He calls him his Haitian son. He literally does. Like, I'll go on trips. I was like, you going down to Haiti? He's like, come here, let's go shopping with me. And they'll go shop, and we'll go shopping together, and he'll make the kid a whole First Form basket, and then we'll go shopping for like other school essentials. and stuff like that, shoes and he, literally that's his son. I mean, we took him from a mud hut to like a normal, nice looking home, and that's all 30 for the kids. That's all South Rosella and all those guys over there. So yeah,
That's awesome.
I mean, we have a solid. I mean, I don't want to go into too much, but they're family. Yeah, they're family, and they support us heavily, and they believe in the mission. So yeah,
it's huge.
Yeah.
What happens on those trips?
I am, bro.
That's right. That's right.
First form.
I am. Yeah. Those trips, you know, what's funny is that with when we go down there, we mostly just want to go and hang out with the kids. We don't go and we hire all local constructors to do the job, both here and in St. Louis. All of the job is done by Haitians.
Mm.
But we might go on a trip where, like, okay, there's a construction being done, and we got like guys from First One with us. I mean, you know, you got Sal, you got Will, you got Jared Bond, you got Aaron Summers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you got Sean, all these guys, right? You got Big Ty. Like, we gotta put your ass to work. You know what I'm saying? so yeah. We'll do stuff. Like, we'll do some construction stuff, but it's always alongside the Haitians. Like, we don't like the same amount of people that would have showed up for work that day, even if we weren't there, still shows up. Yeah. And then, you know, at first, when we first show up there, because there's a language barrier, right? And they have a way of doing things. It's all very like physical labor, whereas, you know, and so there's always like the American comes and it's like, all right, like they're annoyed because it's like, what the heck, right? Like, it's like, you guys don't know, we know you're gonna slow us down, blah blah blah. First day is kind of a little iffy. By the second day, everybody's homies. We're all singing songs.
Yep.
We're all singing songs. We're like, you know, we all having good ass time. You know what I'm saying? Good old time. And yeah, man. Like, so trips are different, but when we do, especially when we do the guys trip, we try to do a little bit of work because we can, but it doesn't take anybody out of a job for the day when we're there. That's awesome.
There's a certain amount of pride you're saying. It's like they want to be hands-on.
Oh, yeah,
they want to do the manual labor.
We want them to too.
Yeah,
Like we allow them to. But every once in a while, like, you know, we'll help carry rocks from the bottom of the hill to a church. We'll help pour concretes. We'll help dig up a foundation. And man, it's fun. Like it's good time. Yeah, it's good time. Like, I remember, like, we so there's a church on the mountain, and there was like a little bamboo structure to start out, and then they were gonna build like a brick normal like structure, right? But there's a pile of rocks by the bamboo structure, and then the where the big church is gonna be, kind of like a good distance away. So we formed a line. And we're just moving rocks. And guess what? Everybody was singing Baby Shark. I'm telling you, bro. Like, I mean, there's a whole video. I need to. We can go back to First Form's pages and find it. But like, there's a. We all singing Baby Shark as you lift the rock. You know, we're just passing shark. We're just passing the rocks, and it's like Baby Shark.
It's like, that's the rhythm, I guess.
Hey man, it's just whatever it takes, you know. And we moved that pile of rock, bro. We rocked it, but while singing Baby Shark. So that just give you an idea, a glimpse of like what those trips are like.
You learn how to sing Baby Shark. That's what happens on the trips. That 50 grand is going to singing lessons. Hey,
we're gonna need that for real. Yeah,
just going to work on E's ability to hit high notes.
Bro,
That's all 50 grand is.
Hey man, I didn't get adopted for my singing ability, so I'd still be in Haiti today if that was the case.
You probably had that beard already when you got adopted, I bet, too.
Actually, no, I didn't. Man. I didn't. You know, good nutrition will do that to you. You know, a little, like, nothing, little greens and reds won't help.
Plug.
Yes, sir.
Dial
yes,
me in 1P.
Yeah. Yes, sir. But yeah, man.
Oh, gosh, dude. Well, honestly, let's end on a really funny and awesome note here, just because badass how strong you are as well. You know, you talked about I remember the first time we met you. I think you'd been lifting for maybe a year and a half, 2 years or something like that.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, I'm closing in on a 600-pound deadlift. And we looked at each other like, what in the hell?
What did he just say?
Yeah, man.
Closing in on the testosterone round.
Yeah. I've been clean, honestly.
No, we know that. Yeah.
But
freak genetics and hard work.
Yeah, but
All
yeah, it's just like, when you just do it over and over and over again, and not to sound like, I don't know. I mean, you guys as trainers, as coaches, you've talked about this, and it's like the basics, right? Like it's like you do it over and over and over again. Eventually, you'll see results. But most people don't understand the concept of like, they find it annoying, which it is annoying. The work that's gonna get you to the next level is so annoying that like, every time you go to do it, you're like, I can't believe I'm doing that again. But that's the difference between the winners and the successful people and not so successful people, right?
Definitely.
Is when you constantly showing up, cold, rain, doesn't matter, man. Like your body tells you. Or in the lifting world, which you guys will understand as well, like you show up, you did a certain number last week. You may have didn't get enough sleep. You might be stressed. You didn't eat enough. You show up thinking that, oh yeah, like I did it last week.
Easy money.
I'm gonna do it again, and then your body's like, "Not today." You know,
Not happening.
It's not happening. Then you gotta go back. Then you gotta do what you can today, and then go home and come back again next week and try to do that. And then next week you come back, you're like, "Oh, it's back to normal." But like somebody who's not used to that type of thing, they show up and it's like not happening how it was like, and then they give up because it's like I'm working backwards. But sometimes they're not taking into account all the things, right? So yeah, lifting, man, it's just been like a escape for me.
That's what I was gonna ask. Is like, did you just get into it randomly? Like one?
No, I was just asked. So going back to first woman trips, I was going to the gym. Just going to the gym.
Sure,
right. So then I got stuck in the back of the line. Not stuck because it wasn't bad. Like me and Big Ty, after a long day of working, like Ben, we go on a hike to get to that place, right? And if you met Big Ty, that's a big boy. That's a big boy. Yeah, so after a long day, man, and part of my thing is like I'm either in front of the line, make sure that we're good, or I'm in the back of the line, make sure that we're good. Either way. So I got to talking with Big Ty, and I'm like, man, like you know what, like, and I'm like, we are all born with the ability to work hard. He's like, yeah. So I'm like, there are people here in the United States that are born with a silver spoon in their mouth, like, and they're not exploring their full capacity because whatever the reason might be, but they're not realizing like, man, like they have it really good, right? So we're having the conversation, and I'm like, what a better person to have the conversation with than Big Ty, like obviously, like people see you, it's like, yeah, you're of dark skin, you're black, but like I don't understand the whole American culture because I just not. I wasn't born here. I came here when I was 15, so there's a lot of things I don't understand, but Big Ty, on the other hand, he's seen a lot. He's done a lot. So like, so we're having the conversation, and then it hit me. It's like, okay, what is something that I was born with that I'm not exploring, right? Then it's like, okay, like I'm physically strong, and I've been going to the gym, but I've just been going through the motion. I have not been exploring what that strength can do, right? So then I came home after that trip. And it's in the back of my head. I'm like, I gotta. Plus, you see Big Ty, bro. You see No Donut.
Big ass dude.
Some big guy, and they didn't achieve it overnight. It's work over time, right? So it's like, okay, like how? I mean, I'm probably will never be their size or as big or strong as they are, but like then that's where I found my motivation, right? So I came home and I'm like, okay, I want to start exploring that strength, right? Like, cause I'm like, I know I've got it. I just gotta know, like, if I put in the work, what can that do? So then, I came home and somebody was like, hey, we're going to sign up for, the gym's going to sign up for a powerlifting meet. You want to do it? And I'm like, nah, I don't even know what that is. Like, I'm not interested in I'm trying to, and then conversation kept coming back. It's like, you remember when you said you were going to explore?
Damn it.
It's like, okay. All right, let's go. So then I signed up, man. And I went from not knowing anything about powerlifting to doing powerlifting, right? In 2021. And I went from lifting like 4 or 5, and I had hit like 500 maybe like a while earlier, to now, doing it for 3 months straight. I'm training, right? And I'm hitting 470s or 450s on squats. right?
Crazy.
And insane. And my bench is going up nuts, right? Then come competition day. I don't remember the numbers perfectly, but like they were like my squats was in the 4s, and my bench was in the 2s, 3s. I think my top was like 305. When everybody's like, you could have gone for 315. I was just like, I'm not ready for all that. But anyways, then my deadlift came, right? So coach gave me a game plan, and it's like, okay, first lift we're gonna open with a comfortable one because then you don't want to fail your first lift because it sets the tone for the. Then second lift we're gonna go for something. So I went from like, I don't know, 4 something to like 535, which was probably like the most I've ever lifted, like in training.
Yeah.
And then I had a third attempt, and I said, Coach, like 600 it is. He's like, well, by the way, 535 moved, and it's like, you got nothing to lose. I was thinking he would say, no, don't do that. Because I would have been mad, and he's like, nah, go for it. I was like, oh, whatever. I was like, all right, coach. Bro, and I'm like, I step on that platform. I've never touched, 535 is the most I've ever done.
Yeah.
So
Which is also
I was gonna say,
ridiculous.
Yeah. So
let's not breeze by that.
I step on the platform and loaded up. The bar is loaded. And yeah, man, shoot. The room's going crazy. It's like first time ever. And then I touched that bar. The room went silence, everything went dark, and I just pull. And that thing started moving. I'm like, let's go. And I got to the top. I locked out. I stuck my tongue out, man. And then I dropped that bar. I've never been so happy. Like, I'll never forget. And I pulled 6. It was just like one of those, like, 600 to me, like 4 months before that was insane. Like, there's no way. Like, look at me, man. I was weighing what? I weighed 209 at that competition.
And you pulled 600?
Yeah, 209. So then I was like, insane. So then, okay, so I fell in love with the process. So I went and I did another competition where like my squat went from like 475, that was my top, I think, to like 551.
Oh.
So like a couple, 8 months later, like still like just riding free, and then my obviously at that time deadlift 600 pounds was just nothing to me. It was just not saying nothing because like I respect every single weight, but like it was just like a comment. It was common.
But you guys are soft.
It was common. It was just common. Like it was just like, okay, that's something I do day in day out up to training, right? And then bench also too. Like it went from like 305 to like 351.
That's been climbing on your story. I keep watching your story. It just keeps going up too.
Yeah. So that's my weakest lift. It's just that I gotta, every time I start climbing, and I got risk issues or what. Anyways, and then deadlift, right? Like it was just like deadlift. We worked on that. We worked on that. And this last year, my dream was to hit a 600-pound deadlift with squat, which I did 605. I squatted. I always wanted to know what that felt like. And then it went, and then I still went 405 on the bench. I'm not there yet. It's just every time I get close to that, I think my heaviest bench is 365. But every time I get close to that, I get some type of injury. And then my deadlift, I went 700. I am like 25 pounds away from that.
I was gonna say,
and I'm gonna have to work back up again because it's been a minute since I did that. But yeah, man, and it's just one of those, like, I don't know. You get to the point where it's like, okay, you shut your brain off and everything else off, and then you just pull. But to get to that point, I gotta do those weights I've done over and over and over and over and over again. And it's just like, it's annoying, right? But that's the only way you grow. It's just
you might be doing volume work in the 500s or whatnot or something like that. Then you're like, how do I have to do this type of weight when I usually do?
But it's annoying. Like, and it's like, oh yeah, you got to do 500 for 2 sets of 6. It's a lot. I mean,
it's cardio.
It's a lot. It's cardio.
I'm
like, I don't do cardio. I'm breathing hard, man. I'm sweating. People are like, why don't you do cardio? I'm like, that's my cardio.
I'm in that running shit.
Yeah. But no, we're. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do now. I don't know. Like I hit my squat goal. I didn't hit my deadlift goal, nor my bench goal. And knowing me, I might go for it more. But also, I'm to the point where like it's very taxing on the body.
Well, because how old are you now?
I'm 30. I'll be 31 in like February 11th. So
Still
whatever.
young, man.
Oh,
yeah.
honestly.
3 days.
Yeah.
Well, then happy early birthday.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
So I guess,
yeah.
this will be coming out the 10th. Yeah. So yeah.
Let's go.
That's crazy.
Baba, we
crazy.
made it. but
we
no,
made it.
but no, for real though. So I don't know where I want to go if I want to just because in order to do that too, I have to eat a lot. I eat a lot. I just so now I'm like, do I go for aesthetic? Or do I go? Not that I don't think I look bad. Obviously, come on, man, look at me.
Here, do a pose. Do the light skin pose. Yeah.
No, but
Mitch is looking hot over there. All of a sudden.
This for laughter, by the way. You guys can laugh, but for real though, like it's one of those, man. Like I don't know what I want to do if I want to keep. Because the more you eat, the bigger you get, man. And those night sweats I don't like them all that much. Sometimes I get tired of it.
Yeah.
When you're bulking, we all know what that's like. You sweat
just like a pig.
Yeah, bro. I wake up, I'm like, I've changed 3 outfits in like within 4 hours, man. I can't keep doing that. But yeah, and also, you've seen the economy, man. I can't, eggs are expensive. So I don't know what I want to do. I will figure it out, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it, man. Like fitness has been fun. Like outside of like writing the book, which was awesome, but like fitness is like therapy to me. You just go in, you see friends, so you get to do that. But also like when it's just you in the bar, you take it and you leave it there. So like if anybody's been on the line of should I start my fitness journey, I highly encourage that. And if you're looking for coaches and trainers, I know a ton of them, but there are 2 right here. These guys will take care of you for real. So yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to be on this pod, man. Like I've been waiting for a long, long time. Obviously, they don't let people my kind down this way often, so I had to wait for my turn. But I'm here now, Bubba, we made it. And can't nobody tell me nothing because I made it. So, but for real though, fitness is the way to go. And then you guys obviously knows all about the journaling thing and whatnot. Put your thoughts down. Do the things that are boring because eventually that's what's gonna set you apart from the rest. Yeah.
The interesting part about your lifting is you were talking about that self-imposed limitation aspect to it and whatnot, how everybody really doesn't access really their true potential in even a small percentage of that format.
Yeah.
I feel like with your journey, it allowed you to access that and be like, oh, I can 100% I can go into the 400, 500, 600 pound plus on my lifts and whatnot.
Yeah.
And there's a certain amount of trust you had in your own self because you're like, I know I can push past the limitations.
Right.
Sure. Are you a freak of nature as well? Absolutely. And you're a hard worker, 100%. But there's also the mental aspect of where you're able to access that confidence in a different way.
Yeah.
Because you've put in the work to access that confidence in other realms too.
100%. Yeah. Like I think a lot of it is just mostly mental. Obviously, yes, you have to put in the work, but once you can get past the head block, you know what I'm saying? Like that tells you the voice that tells you, are you sure you should do this? Like, cause like I get from people who works out, I get like, yo, bro, like you're crazy, you're insane, you're doing this. And from people who doesn't really go, they're like, be careful, you might pop something, you might pull something, dude. You might like sometimes I get very unwelcoming like comments towards like the things that could happen to me when I do this. And it's like, yeah, your insides might fall out. Like, and I'm like, I don't like
who told you that
like,
happens
it's
during
like,
lifting?
but it's just like the same thing. Like you could choke and die while you eat. You could choke and die while you drink, or you could choke and you
get in a car
you get
crash.
the car crash.
Yeah.
Like it's like we okay with doing certain things every day, but when it comes to like putting forth the effort, but it's just how people try to justify why they don't do what I do.
Was just about to say exactly.
Which by the way, lifting also has one of the lowest injury rates of any sport.
Yeah.
If we're talking compared to soccer, compared to hockey, compared to football, all of it, lifting's like way down.
Oh,
there,
wait, yeah.
100%.
So, especially
you program properly, you're fine.
Yeah. Especially like you follow the rules kind of. I mean, obviously we every once in a while we all get lifter's head and get big head and you're like I'm gonna go for it. But and then you might not, you might get it, you might not get it. But like if you follow the plan, right? I think I don't know, man. I don't know how anybody don't fitness. Doesn't like whether it's walking, running, it doesn't matter. Running is not for me, but like lifting some weights does something to you, man. Like after a week, if you're sick for a week and you can't make it to the gym, we all know what that feels like. I mean, you feel like you're gonna lose your mind, right?
Yeah.
You finally get to touch a bar or a dumbbell or whatever, or even get on the treadmill and walk, like, or outside, and then just like something about it, man, it makes you feel better. You think better. You work better. You know what I'm saying? Like you motivate. Everything's clear. You know, and you love those around you better too, and it's insane. But yeah, dude, like this.
I feel like for men too with lifting, I feel like it's actually an important thing for us because somebody phrase it this way. It's like martial arts and lifting are two of the things that actually connect men back to warfare. Yeah. And like how that used to be the whole thing where like most men would be in the military in some degree and whatnot. And then, you know, your toil or your hard work is the barbell or it is the martial arts or whatnot. And I don't know. I think that's so important too.
Because us as men, we seek challenges. Like we love good challenge. Like we love a challenge. Like you were saying, like, you know, before it was the war, like, you know, men went to war and like there's nothing compared to that. Because I've never been, and I can only imagine, right? But like
the camaraderie,
like
that comes with it,
but when you go to the gym, like there's like it's in our nature to work hard. Not everybody does, but it is in our nature to. And those who knows and are aware of it benefit greatly from going to the gym or doing jiu-jitsu or, you know, martial arts, because like it's just we need it. We crave a challenge as men, and the second that us as men we don't take those steps to better ourselves, that's when you start dealing with a lot of mental stuff. You start feeling like you are less than, and you feel like there's no place. I mean, even though we go to the gym, we do those things. Like we have moments like that when we're not able to do the things that we like to do at the rate that we love to do. Because it's like, okay, what's the purpose of me? You know. But when you go constantly, you go in and you're finding yourself in there, right? You're pushing yourself, and you're like, okay, I've been doing this for way too long. I need to step it up. Like without somebody telling you, you know what? Like you need to step it up, right? It's just different, man. Us as men, we need those challenges because we thrive on challenges.
Yes.
We thrive on hard work and stuff like that.
Getting our hands dirty, so to speak.
Oh, that's just just in our nature. Call it toxic masculinity, whatever you want to call it. And we don't have to go down that road, but like there's just us as men. I can't speak for the other side because I don't know what it's like, but us as men, I mean, but us as men, we need that. Like we thrive better when we put ourselves through certain challenges. That just helps us,
more crawling over those hot coals, so to speak.
Oh yeah,
We're doing the hard things.
100%.
It's a confidence builder.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
You go home and you feel good. I'm telling you, man. Like I love my family different when I'm able to constantly go to the gym and keep my schedule and do the things that I do, because like I'm happy, you know. Like it's. But then when I don't, and I'm just moping around, and so I can imagine like somebody's life being that like 24/7, right?
Right.
Like,
Well, because you're also, you know, like you just said, you come home to your family. Well, at the gym, you're also releasing those aggressive, you know, things that are going on or the stress going on or whatever.
Yeah.
Because then you don't take it out on them.
Oh, 100%.
You know, you're able to take it out in the gym. Yeah, right.
Take it on the bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Leave it at the bar. And I'm talking.
The bar doesn't talk back either.
Yeah. And when it does, you're like, man, I got to work harder because bar's not moving today.
Right.
Bar won. You know what I'm saying? But you leave it at the bar. And us as men, there are two different type of men in this world. Like the one that goes and leave it at the bar at the gym, and the one that goes and leave it at the bar at some bar where they just drink their life away, and that's when they feel like a true man, you know, like they feel themselves, right? They think going to the bar, when I talk about the bar, I'm talking about like a pub, right? And just drink a few pint and go hard in the paint, like Waka Flocka. and
in fact, you transitioned so well with that.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
You know what I'm saying? Like and then that's when they, you know, all the stress and all the worries goes away. But then when that happens, there's no motivation to work out. There's no motivation to like get fresh air, right? But then the guy that goes and us who works out still enjoy a good paint every once in a while. Like we you know.
Yeah, sure.
You know, nice little.
We don't have beer,
oh,
or little
dude,
liquor or something like that.
Let's go. It's not.
It's not our whole personality.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
but it's not like
right.
everyday thing. It's not a day-to-day thing. You know what I'm saying? So like, allow yourself to have those things is cool. But like, I think, man, every man and woman, honestly, will benefit from going and get some exercise.
Oh, without a doubt.
And it
dude.
does not have to be a marathon. It doesn't have to be a 600-pound deadlift. It just be movement.
Right.
You know?
Right.
You know, progress is progress, and their movement is better than no movement whatsoever. So
and choosing to do it too.
Oh, yeah,
you know, it's not just because you walk around all day at work. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I moved today.
Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
But
intentional.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The intentionality
yeah,
aspect.
yeah,
100%.
Yeah, our bodies are meant to take that wear and tear that comes along with
that-
it. We're
bro,
meant to do hard things. Yeah.
There's nothing I love more than being sore from a workout,
Mm.
and there's nothing I hate more than being sore from not working out in so long. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
like, you know,
Yep.
it's two different things.
Right.
Like, you know, when you sore from a workout, you're like, yeah, I did that. Like, I did flies, and yeah, your shoulders expected to be sore. But when you haven't worked out and you like back pain, you know what I'm saying, leg
Yep.
pain, and it's like
Because you're sedentary.
it's like you were hurting because you haven't done anything.
Right.
Feel soft.
Right.
Like a bitch.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, literally, like, you know, you just feel like a gummy bear, man, and that's just not. But yeah, I mean, speaking of fitness, obviously you've had an incredible journey. This is your podcast, not mine, but I mean, I can't just sit here and take all the glory for fitness because you've had an incredible journey too. Like when we first met, you told me about how far you came, and that's
thick boss stuff.
yeah. Oh man, that guy right now, bro. Like everywhere he goes, there is female. We got to bring him up.
Budweiser six pack to lady killer Wurtz.
I mean, man, to where you are now, right? And you've been able to constantly, you know, keep that off,
Mhm.
and I think stories like yours is not told enough because like people look at me and they're like, yeah, of course you're black, so you're gonna look like blah blah blah. It's like, okay,
People
what?
said that to you too.
I mean, shit, man. Like people say a lot of stuff.
What the?
Cut that out, because yeah. But people, you know, and then you have your stories. It's like, okay, like where it's relatable to the masses. Like you feel like it's you know, it's like, okay, if I tell somebody, yeah, you need to do this, they might not. They're like, okay, whatever. What do you know about that? You're black. You're genetically given, like blessed, right? Whatever.
That's bullshit.
But and then you too,
Gosh,
like I mean,
that's unfair. Yeah.
yeah, you've come from wherever you come from to now squatting in jeans. Like this guy, these guys like wore like Timbs and jeans, and I'm like, bro, I want to be like
I know
you,
you
man.
like that fit.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on, I
It
know
looks
you like that fit.
sick, man. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what's manly than that is than wearing some boots and some jeans and squatting, man. Like, well, like I imagine after you're done, you go home, have some steak and mashed potatoes. And maybe
then have a
some
cigar
some
after.
green
Yeah.
beans, yeah, you know, yeah. A glass of whiskey in the
Yep.
back of the, you
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Like, hey kids, watch out, don't step over there. You know, like you just sit there and never do anything. But like, it's awesome, man. It's cool. But like, I think like, you know, we're talking about like, okay, we talk about like working hard and building the strength, but also we're also talking about like you going through your journey. And I think, man, I don't know, man. I think that needs to be shared a lot more because a lot of times when people see you, they see you of where you're at right now. They don't take into account the amount of work.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And that's why, because somebody who's never been or who's they're working out is not their thing, they don't take into account like, oh, you may have started there and here you are now. They don't do that because if they do that, then it's them telling themselves like, okay, you've got to start somewhere, and then but like they're just like, oh yeah, you look like this.
Yep.
Because you know,
you just look like
you
that.
just look like that.
Right.
But they don't know like all the hard work that goes through, right? And then they get discouraged before they even started. But if you can show them like, yeah, this is where I started, this is where I'm at right now, and I didn't have it all figured out, just one day at a time.
Right.
One day at a time. And I think that's the thing, man. Like whether it's the gym, it's your work, it's anything, man. Like it's just one day at a time. Like Sal like to say, not to just sound like a fanboy or anything, but left foot, right foot, and it's just it doesn't get any more simpler than that, and it couldn't be any more accurate than that. Literally, like it's left foot, right foot. Like you know, people put the effort towards the things that they care about, and then the things that they don't so care about, they find an excuse for. I think, man, what you guys are doing through your podcast is big, and I pray and hope that like you continue to reach more people, and not only in the fitness industry, but people who have no idea what fitness is all about. So that way, you know, they'll use you as examples. Yeah. Y'all doing it, man. Y'all doing it, and it's one thing to just be like, I have a podcast and I got microphones, we got lights and whatnot. We're gonna do like, you know what I'm saying, and we're just gonna talk about it. And it's one other thing too. Like if you go on these guys' Instagram or any other social media platform that they have, you will see that they live and breathe what they talk about a lot of times, and especially in the fitness industry. Like every day I get on there, I'm like, these guys are always working out, man. Like people tell me this all the time, and I'm like, I don't think I am, but like But every time I get on your social media page, just it's workout content, and I think that's cool because, like, again, somebody who doesn't follow you but listens to your podcast might just think, oh yeah, they're full of it, but then they see and they're like, actually, this is it's a lifestyle. It's not a.
It's for the people that when they hit 30, they think it's all downhill from there. It's like, no, it's not the truth.
Yeah,
you know, you can keep getting
and
better
you're proof
at
of that.
Yeah, and and one of my biggest motivation to work out too is that the amount of people, and you've been there and you've heard it too. Wait till you get my age.
Yeah.
Nothing drives me crazier than this.
I know,
especially when I was in my 20s, early 20s, or like late teens. He would say, "Oh, wait till you get my age. Wait till you get my age. Wait till you get. Oh, you can't eat like that when you're 30. You can't eat like." And I'm like, bro,
you just stopped moving.
Yeah,
you stopped.
You stop putting yourself first.
100%.
But you don't put that fear. Like, you don't put your fear into me. You don't put your laziness into me. Like,
right.
Just wait till you get my age, and then I want to be like, "What's up? I'm your age now. Where you at?" You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like,
now I'm lifting 600 pounds.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm in my 30s. You know, I'll be 31, and I'm like, I'm here. Where you at? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you look like me when you told me wait till you get my age, or do you look worse than when you told me that?
Jake's another good example too. Think how jacked that guy is.
Oh, dude, Jake, bro, I don't even want.
What's it like to have such a jacked neighbor?
I mean,
bro, it upsets me. I tell my wife, don't go outside, bro. Just stay inside. Like, what? Like, I'm like, Jake.
And he's so charismatic too. You can just
bro,
talk to anybody.
It's like, how's it going, Mrs. Coleman? I'm like, bro. Yeah,
Go back inside, buddy.
Like, go inside. Like, come on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, Jake's awesome, man. Like, I love him, and we have such a great thing going. Like, it's like if I get to my grass first, I mow his grass, and if he gets to his grass first, it's not like, oh, you did it, I did it. But it's like, I'm like, Jake, dude, like, what's happening? Because one day he first moved in the neighborhood. He's just like this little scrawny runner. And I'm like, I'm not worried about my wife and this guy. Like, it's fine. You know what I'm saying? And then I closed my eyes. I went to bed and I woke up and it's like, I'm like, bro, like, your shirts are getting smaller and your shorts are getting too small. He's jacked. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like the jackedest, like whitest dude I've ever met. Like, he's like, but like
massive bicep veins.
Out of nowhere, Jake goes out there and he picks up like a little weed out of the yard, and I'm like, how do you get a pump from just weed picking?
Jake's gonna be so rattled by this part of the episode. He's gonna be listening to this.
Bro,
like,
why
are they talking about me?
Because I mean, So now, like, I kind of tell my wife, like, if Jake's out there, you stay inside, because I can't handle to lose you to that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's good looking, he's charismatic, and he's like, he could talk a bear to sleep, bro. Like, he's just so good. He's just so good at it, man. Like, I when we got the bunch of snow, I did my driveway. He salted. That's just how good of a neighbor he is, really. And we're talking about good people. Jake's a great person.
Right.
He went and he put salt in my driveway, and I didn't have salt at the time. So, and then when the snow happened, it allowed me to clear my driveway at a faster speed, and also it was able to clean nicely.
Mm-hmm.
And then I helped some other neighbors around, and then my wife's making dinner. Then Jake's like, well, we got an appointment. We got to go in the morning. Like, I'm going to clean mine. I'm like, I can't let you clean yours by yourself after, So I went and I told my wife and kids, go eat dinner. I got to go help Jake. So I went out there and I helped Jake. I'm like, Jake, come on, man. Like, listen, it's just me and you out here. You have no reason to be looking this good and smelling this good. I'm like, he's like, I'm like, did you know?
This good, dude, he's killing me.
Bro, I'm shoveling snow at I'm like, the snow doesn't smell this good. It's you, Jake. He's like, I don't know, man. I'm like, I'm like, did you shower just to come? Like, you thought I was gonna ask my wife to come help you too? Is like what it is. Like, cause
it's like one of those Armani commercials. Armani. It's just Jake.
It's just Jake. It's just Jake. Yeah, walking out with the shovel. Yeah, shoveling his driveway. Yeah, dude. He's a great. And Alyssa is awesome too. Obviously, she's more on the quiet side, but you could talk to Jake forever. He's good, man. He's good. But but talking about surrounding yourself with great people, I think obviously being connected with you guys through him says a lot about you guys, but also him. He's just
and you.
Don't discount Don't take yourself out of that combo.
Hey, he just doesn't have an option because I'm his neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you invite me over and connect me in, or I'll just tear your shit apart. You know?
I'm gonna dump salt on
yeah,
your car.
Yeah. It's just like you thought those were pigeons. No, Mo, it was me. But for real. So yeah, like all in all, man, like this has been a great experience. And
No, we were happy to finally get you on.
Mitch sitting over there like, you mofos, man. Like that's a lot of editing we gotta do. but it's been good, man. And you guys got the book. Shoot. Like every time I see that thing, I'm like, hey, it's
Pretty
cool.
freaking cool.
Yeah.
Before we close out, where can people buy it?
I would say, where can people buy it? Where can people find Brace for Impact?
So
too?
Brace for Impact, Brace for Impact 46.com. So 46. You gotta put that on there. .com. And then 360 can be found on Amazon. So if you type 360 by Estevenson P. Coleman, you'll find it on there. I'm getting ready to have my first book event on Main Street, St. Charles. At La Belle Vie is where the restaurant's called. It's gonna be March 15th, and if you've purchased a book, you can still come out and hang out. And if you haven't, and you would like to meet the author, not that it's important, I don't think I'm important, but if you'd like to meet the author,
you're pretty cool
in person, and get your copy signed, then yeah, please come out, and we'll be there from 10 to 1 p.m. at La Belle Vie on Main Street, St. Charles. So I'll have books available if you want to purchase it there. Or you can just go on Amazon and purchase a copy, read it, gift it. I personally think it's a really good read. It's easy read, really. Yeah, all in all, good stuff, man. And I can't thank you guys enough for this time and for the opportunity to be here and share my story and just, talk.
Yeah.
Just talk.
Hey, thank you, E.
Yeah,
this
thank
is a
you.
blast, dude.
Yeah, no, thank you, man.
All right, guys. Well, that is episode 149. You know the deal. Share the show, okay? We know you found some great value all throughout this episode. Learned a lot about E. Learned a lot about his book, his life, his story. So, guys, please share the show. Share it to your Instagram stories. Text it around to your friends and family. Take a screenshot or take a picture if you are a YouTube viewer. If you have not, go over to our YouTube channels. We have 2 of them. Go subscribe, like, comment, all of that good stuff. Follow us on Instagram at untapped.llp. I'll save you the whole spiel on sending in Q&A questions. If you want to know how to do that, go listen to one of our other previous episodes. But guys, until next time, peace and love.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh,
yeah, man.